they do a pretty good job of like, well, yeah, you can make like kind of the stereotypes you would think would happen in a cult. Like everyone's going to be eating mushrooms this week, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Which I guess you guys probably haven't even gotten to because that's like a second run. Is you can get mushrooms and then you can. It's one of the like rituals you can perform. You can unlock is it locks the faith at max for 2 straight days.
Because everybody's high.
Because everyone's high, but then everyone gets sick.
Sure, yeah.
So like it just kind of makes sense.
Actually.
Like yeah,
that's kind of awesome.
You could tell like every kind of like mechanic they put in there. They were like, oh, this is actually how they would happen. Like yeah, there would be. You can make one person like your champion, and he'll go around and bug people to like have more faith. You can marry one of your cultists multiple times, and then your significant others will fight because they'll get jealous. So you got to be careful how many like wives you take, or whatever. There's a bunch of like super weird stuff from like you got to clean up their poop, but then you can like use the poop to make them a house. You can feed poop to your cultists. You can make a poop.
One of mine asked to be fed poop. Yep.
Yeah, and the guy gets sick immediately. And then that dude came back to me and he was like, yo, that was so funny. We should do it again.
That's pretty
and I
great.
was like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And then I lost some faith and I was like, oh crap. So I actually got to a point where I was like, if anyone comes to talk to me, I just run away from them because I don't want to deal with like your bullshit request anymore. Because sometimes it's like, can you get me 10 flowers from the starting zone again? And it's like, dude, I'm busy working on like the 4th dude over here.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a run over there and get you some flowers. Like, get out of my face. It is cool. The art style is really great.
Yep.
I was playing on Xbox. It runs great like 95% of the time, but I had multiple cases during fights where there was just so many enemies and like, is it fervor, the red dots that you pick up on the screen? Yeah. The frame rate was just dropping more than I've seen on like current gen games these days. It was pretty crazy.
Weird.
I have heard there's been some bug fixing issues the game's had, but apparently they've been working on it. So
sure, yeah.
I would assume so. And they even have a roadmap on the main menu, which is not so much a map as it is just saying we're gonna have free DLC coming. And it's like, oh great, glad to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool and it's dark, and I think the dungeon crawling, like the roguelite element of it is pretty enjoyable as well. It's pretty basic what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Nothing like super unique, but it's enjoyable. Playing Knucklebones against that old guy is fun. Did you guys unlock any of the like overworld other areas you can go to?
Just the fishing area.
I stopped right before the old man. I saw Reese unlock the old man area. That was it.
The Knucklebones, yeah. So there's like 5 or 6 you can do, and they all give you like some bonus stuff, and then there's modifiers you can unlock for your runs, which I didn't equip because like I didn't need it to get. The modifiers get hard, like hey, you'll do double damage, but take double damage, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Sure.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah.
It's a cool game though. I highly recommend Call to the Lamb for sure.
Yeah. It's very, very cool. The Twitch integration is super sick, too. It's very good. Well done. That game is
Did you do some of that, Paul?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's sweet. And apparently, I haven't watched it, really. Apparently, it, like, blends perfectly with the game, so there's not, like... There's, like, a pop-up, and then it looks like you're basically just clicking on the video, like...
Yeah. I had people in my chat that were like, I didn't even realize. I thought that was just displaying on your screen.
Right, exactly. Because it's just so flawlessly, like, put in there. That's super cool. Yeah.
Downside is, though, that does not work on mobile. You have to be on desktop for it to work, which is a bummer. I had a bunch of people that couldn't get involved because of it.
Yeah, it's too bad it's not a panel or something where you could do that. Because that might alleviate... Well, I don't know that the panel extensions work great on mobile. That mobile app is just kind of shit, though. It's been shit for a long time, so... Yeah.
All right. Is that it for you, John?
Yep.
Paul, what else have you been playing?
I didn't write it here. Vampire Survivors. I'm just trying to catch up. There's nothing new to say about that. It's just unlocking those arcanas just every night, jumping in, trying to get 2 or 3 characters done to unlock those.
I saw it had an update today.
It did have an update today. That's why I brought it up. They added another character, and this is supposed to be the last big update before the official 1.0 release. So,
Nice.
yeah, there's that. That game is
Very
basically done, apparently. That game is still cool. I'm getting a little burnt out on every night just like grinding out characters to get unlocks, but whatever. It's fine. It's a good podcast
That's
game.
my worry. Like, you're going to get burnt out before 1.0 even hits.
Yeah, but it won't matter because at that point, unless they add like a shitload of stuff for 1.0, which maybe they will, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I played Rumbleverse, and
I played Rumbleverse.
Yeah, this is that. Is it Iron Galaxy that did this?
It is. Yeah.
This is that Iron Galaxy.
The Racketeer folks.
Yep. Joint, where it is a 40-player battle royale that is just wrestling. It's a wrestling battle royale.
Yeah, so it's melee attacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of the main mix-up that I'm coming to it. You know, I'm obviously coming from like an Apex background.
Yeah.
Is instead of being able to like third party somebody with like a sniper from afar.
Yeah.
You want to climb up a building because you can like Spider-Man crawl up anything, which is kind of fun. And then you want to drop the most satisfying elbow that I have seen in a video game in a long time.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I found that okay, just as a basis of how this game works, I guess. You create a character and your character is always kind of just an empty slate, just cosmetically. You just like change the cosmetics because when you go into a match, you don't pick up guns or anything. Obviously, what you pick up are books to learn different wrestling moves. And that's kind of like your equivalent of picking up guns or loot or whatever. But there's also loot, like a chicken to heal. There's like different powders and stuff that you can take to increase your stats. There's like a speed stat, a stamina stat, and like a strength stat or something like that. And you can increase all of those up to a maximum of like level 10, essentially. And you can kind of mix and match if you want your guy to be faster or if you want them to just like have a bunch of stamina so you can keep spamming moves or whatever if you want it evenly balanced. And there are perks associated with going any certain which way. Like sometimes a move will always, if you have a high enough strength, you will always get the attack if you hit somebody at the same time as they're hitting you because you get a strength priority. There's like little, it's more in depth than you would think. Anyways, the tackle moves in that game are kind of broken and annoying to deal with because they are a movement effect to just jolt your character forward really quick. They're a grapple and they do a shitload of damage, but I mean, I don't know. That's also kind of fun because every game has the gun that's broken or whatever. Grapple moves in this game are just, or the like tackle moves or whatever in this are just feel like they're a little bit broken, but it's also super satisfying. Somebody's just messing with you and you grab them and like throw them off a building or something, then jump on them from the top of the building. Yeah, there's some cool
I
shit.
definitely had someone like, I didn't even see them, but I was on top of a building and all of a sudden they tackled me off the building, slamming me onto the ground, like killing me in one move.
Yeah.
And that was so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I found it took me some time to get used to how that game operates though. Like there's a learning curve to how you play that thing. There's like a dodge, but the dodge is kind of shitty. It seems like a lot of the times you want to really be just using your shield, your block to counter a lot of stuff. There's different wake up moves that you just kind of have to assume people are going to do or if they're going to try to get away or whatever. So you got to be ready if you knock somebody down that they're going to come back up and be able to combo you. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I only played 3 or 4 games, did pretty poorly, and then I actually did win one. You know, we were playing duos. Yeah, I do think the learning curve is a bit steeper just because like the melee focus kind of changes like how you approach fights. You can't just really go in there and just mash buttons. And I feel like it does come about, it's more about like your position in relation to where the fights are and whatnot. Like I said before, it's like you're going to want to get the high ground so you can jump down onto people as opposed to them jumping down onto you. You don't want to just like run into a huge match because it gets kind of chaotic with like the super moves and what some people can do and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just kind of plays like unlike anything you've played before. Like, it looks like a Fortnite clone, but it doesn't play anything like Fortnite.
It looks exactly like Fortnite.
Like, yeah, like Fortnite version 1 or something, like a really old version. Because Fortnite got like a lot cleaner and a lot more confident in its style and stuff, and this looks very much like this is a new game that they're trying out here.
But like the characters and the art style, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this would just completely fit in with whatever like default Fortnite characters look like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Goku's not in this though, so
Not yet. There is possibilities. I don't know what their plan is for this thing, but like if they do something with AWE or WWE or something and like do some promo stuff, like there could be some cool like skins and shit in this for sure. But
yeah, do you think this one has legs?
So the thing is that it's free to play, so it will always have somebody playing it. I don't know that it'll
get... A bunch of battle royales are free to play.
Yeah, I don't know that it like will ever beat out any of the others in any regard.
It's a crowded space, right? Like,
yeah, it is. Like, I don't know. It is different enough that it could with the right people, but I don't think it's like as interesting either. The map is quite small and the rounds are faster, and like to some extent that makes it kind of a little more interesting for people that just want to do a game or two and then like log off for the night, where like a Fortnite game or PUBG, well, especially PUBG, but like all those games can take like upwards of an hour if you're doing well in it, or if you're like playing slow or something. This game,
you're playing slow, yeah.
This game, you're like in and out in like 10 minutes for the most part. So there is that. I don't know though. Like, it's hard to tell. I would say no, but I think
that's the easy one. Yeah.
It is different enough, I think.
I hope it survives just because I like Iron Galaxy as a studio.
Yeah.
I want them to succeed. I don't, they've been working on this for a while, so. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure it's daunting coming out with a new Battle Royale in 2022.
Yeah. Is it out on everything? I know it's out on Xbox and Epic.
I thought it was still in early access. Did it finally drop out of that? Or like in open beta, rather?
No, it released last week.
It did,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it had a few beta weekends for the last few months, and then the launch was last week. I know it's on Xbox, and I know I like tied my Epic account, and yes, it is on Epic. So it's obviously got to be on PlayStation as well. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's not on Switch.
Sure, yeah. It probably
which
will
I feel
be,
like
maybe.
More games are just not coming to Switch these days.
Yeah, this could easily go on Switch. I think it's a more basic looking Fortnite, and Fortnite's on there, so it could probably.
Well, I mean, Fortnite's on everything. Like,
yeah, true.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, if this thing was on mobile or something too to get more people in, like I could see it lasting a bit longer. If it's only out on Epic and Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, I don't know, might be a little bit harder to reach everybody. But who knows? Speaking of games that are fun for a little bit, but this one isn't free to play, is Kirby's Dream Buffet came out. And I played a bunch of that last night. $20 Canadian, and that thing should be free to play because there is nothing to that game. There's
this
so
is
little.
The thing that looked like Fall Guys, but just 4 players, right?
Yeah, so what it is that you play against 3 other human players, and they throw a bunch of like waddle dees or whatever to just get in your way in there as well. There is a race to the end of a level, then a like collect as many things as you can in a little arena level, then another race, and then a final like battle royale to like attack, basically like Smash Bros, like smash each other out, and then you get some of the food that they ingested, or like it goes flying around and you can pick it up or whatever. And it is whoever ate the most food by the end, whoever the fattest is, basically wins. And that is what it is every single time.
Oh, so like are the races different or the same? Like the first stage, the first race, you're always going to play that first race.
No, different stages, but yes, it's always a race, a collectathon type thing, a race, and then a battle at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you unlock more stages as you go. It's fun enough, sure. Yeah, I am a little bit worried that because it's not free, it's just going to die because not enough people will buy it, that like in 2 months from now, people will still be playing it. But I don't know. Maybe they'll play it more because they had to pay money for it.
True. Well, so yeah, again, my question is like, is the Fall Guys comparison fair?
Yeah, but like super basic. Like Fall Guys actually has some stuff going on in this. This is so stripped down.
Okay, so this is would you say this is a worse Fall Guys that costs more money to play?
Absolutely. This is way worse than Fall Guys.
That's rough. Yeah.
Because this is literally, you are against 3 other people, first of all, just 3. And it's always going to be race, collect, race, battle every single time.
And Fall Guys is on Switch, right?
I feel like this is a bad comparison because it's not trying to be Fall Guys.
Yeah.
It just gave that impression at some point, but it's not even trying to be that.
Yeah, it's more like a Mario Party mini game or something. Actually, there's a lot of Mario Party DNA in it, to be honest, because even at the end, there's like who ate more raspberries? Here's like 40 extra food for you, which are like the extra stars, essentially. And like they do that sort of thing as well. It's more akin to that, like, or like a Fusion Frenzy. It's more like Fusion Frenzy, but like very few people will understand what that means. So,
Bill Gates' Mario Party. Favorite game.
Yeah, Mario Party, exactly. I have heard there is not 4-player split screen for local. It is only 2-player local.
What?
And that is a pretty bad.
That's stupid.
That's bad. Yeah. Obviously, I didn't play local, but that if you have a 4-player game and you have local play and you can't do 4-player split, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Well, I'm assuming this game is so complex graphically and mechanically that the Switch just can't support it.
I wanted strawberries so bad. After playing this, there's so many strawberries you eat, and they look delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cute enough. If like, I'm not one to tell you not to spend $15 on this, but if you have to think to yourself, should I? No. If you think should I, immediately the answer is no. You shouldn't.
I guess, yeah. So who's this for? Is it the person who's bought every Mario Party and just needs a new Mario Party?
It's me. It's for me.
Well, it's just for I don't know, somebody who wants a little bit of fun to play with their friends because their friends.
Just a little bit of fun.
Fun in their
tiny
life,
bit, marginal amount of fun.
It's fine. It's just super bare bones. Also, is kind of the thing.
When you're coming home from a long day at work and you sit down on the couch and you're like, I just want like a little bit of fun, just a little bite-sized bit of fun.
Yep.
There's Kirby's Dream Buffet for you.
Yep, that's true.
I am kind of surprised that you hadn't played it, John. I'm assuming you picked it up though.
It came out yesterday.
Yeah, it came out
and
yesterday.
Yesterday I was working on Xenoblade stuff, so I had no time to do it. I picked it up like this morning, and then I have just been tired all day, so I haven't played any games today.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know how recent it had been.
Yep. 24 hours.
Yep.
From a complete outside perspective, this seems like a hard sell. But maybe I'm just not the audience.
You have to just want like a Kirby thing and be okay with spending $15 US, $20
Yeah, they
Canadian.
do this like every couple of months with Kirby. There's like, here's like a small mini game style game of Kirby, but like with some online features, so have fun with it. So like this is just that, but I guess a little more expensive than usual.
Yeah. This
I think it was like 20 Canadian, 15 US.
Yep, that's what it is. This would have been like great as an NSO expansion thing or something.
That would have been a slam dunk.
I mean, it would have been the perfect price for this thing. Yeah, just include it in there. But it's its own standalone thing, so you know.
Yep.
That's all I've been playing.
All right. I wanted to quickly talk about Multiversus again.
Yeah.
Because it finally hit season 1. It officially is no longer in the preseason. The game is out. This is the worst season launch I've ever experienced in a video game.
Good start.
And I went through Knockout Cities like first couple of seasons.
Oh, what a good game that was, though. Fuck.
Yeah, that was better than this. So let me tell you what you get with season 1 of Multiversus, all right?
Okay.
Season 1's out. And let me preface this. They extended the preseason longer than they wanted to. So you would assume, oh, they're really going to be ready for season 1. They are taking more time with the preseason to get ready. Season 1's got to have some stuff. This is what you get with Season 1.
Okay.
Loading screen changes. The title screen changes. Black Adam and Stripe from Gremlins are shown on there.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, what else?
Yeah, so they're not in the game, though.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're coming soon.
Oh, okay.
They're coming soon. No date, but they're going to be there eventually, but they're on the title screen now.
I mean, they all do this in some way. It's okay. What else do you get?
Okay, what else do you get?
Yeah.
They've been talking about Rick and Morty for months. Not in the game yet.
That is pretty disappointing. Wait, did they add anything then? Actually,
so here's what they added. So no new characters.
Great.
No new stages.
Okay.
They added. You can now give them $10 for the new battle pass.
Okay, that's awesome. Now what?
No, that's it.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, hang on. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. What do you get in that battle pass? Obviously,
Rick and Morty.
All right, I'm coming from. I play a lot of free to play games. I buy battle passes all the time.
Sure.
This battle pass?
Yeah.
They're coming in late. They're coming in late to a free to play genre.
Yep.
You got to have a good step forward, right? They can't come in behind.
Of course.
That's a weird thing to do, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you cannot get any currency to buy the next battle pass in this battle pass.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So they're like forcing that you're going to buy this one and the next one with real money.
Yeah. You cannot earn. You cannot earn the next one, which is weird and against the norm. So some skins. What do you get for some skins? All the skins are in the back quarter of this battle pass.
I think that's pretty standard though. Maybe Apex just does it good. I've seen a lot of free to play games is like, yeah, that's
I don't know. Even Fortnite at least gives you a couple. It's just the really good ones are in the back.
Yeah.
For sure, the really good ones. But like using Apex as an example, you buy it, you immediately get 3 skins. You don't even have to boost the battle pass at all. Here's 3 skins immediately.
Yeah.
Halo was even better than this.
So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt solely because this is the launch. If the next battle pass is just as bad, then they've bungled it. This is the only time I give them the pass.
This is their second battle pass. They had a battle pass for the preseason.
Wait, I think I'm misunderstanding. Did they not give you any skin at all? Or are you just saying they didn't give you...
to earn them.
Oh, okay, but like...
So you give them $10.
I thought you were saying they didn't give you like a good one until later, like a premium one or whatever.
You don't get anything until you earn it in the battle pass. So the only thing you do, you come in season 1. Here we go. Multiverses. Here we go. Season 1. Here is a new way to give us $10.
And they give you nothing for it. Yeah, that is pretty poor. Sure. Even Diablo Immortal, as bad as it is, gives you a fucking like weapon skin right at the get-go.
Here's another thing. Again, let me use this as Apex as a comparison. With Apex, each week they will give you new challenges to work towards, to give you points towards upgrading your battle pass. Multiverses and Apex does 12 every week, 5 daily ones to work on. Multiverses, like usual, will give you 6 daily ones. But in terms of their like longer seasonal milestones, they call them, there's 3.
Oh,
2 of mine were the same thing. I had 2 seasonal milestones I could work on.
Ooh.
How long is a season? Do they have like a timer or anything? Do we know?
I didn't. They do. I didn't look at it too closely.
Okay.
This, for context, the preseason had 15 levels in their battle pass. This battle pass has 50.
Okay.
Like, what really got me though is when they said Black Adam and Stripe and they're on the title screen and they're not even in the game. There's no date for them. There's no new characters in this game. Like, holy smokes. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Like, it made me think of like PlayStation Plus when they did the revamp to kind of match Game Pass, and it was worse than Game Pass.
It's like they just don't understand, right? Like, they didn't get the assignment.
How are you coming into this late?
Yeah.
Like, you should be trying to like your best foot forward. Like,
totally.
Oh, it's so bizarre. I will say Stripe from Gremlins, that's a cool get.
Yeah, I like that one. That's awesome.
Like, no one saw that coming, but like, I don't even know when that's coming.
I think that was on the leak, actually. Gizmo and Stripe.
Was it? Okay.
Oh, you might be
was
right.
on the leak.
Gizmo was. You're right. Yeah.
I don't think Black Adam was on the leak. I don't remember seeing his name.
I don't remember.
I mean, they might have just bought their way in there with Black Adam for promo
That
stuff.
might have just been The Rock being like, put him everywhere.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And so theoretically, that's going to come out around the time of the movie. So a few months from now.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't think of that. That's really weird timing.
I do know Rick and or Morty is coming next week, but it's like, why didn't you move that up at least a week, and then you could have had a new character with your new season?
Season 1 ends November 15th, 2022.
Okay, great. I don't know if I'm buying the next Battle Pass. This was insanely bad.
You're almost done your seasonal milestones already, though.
Man, yeah, that's and the whole thing is like the fact that they're not giving me a whole bunch at once is so that I move through the battle pass slower, right?
Yeah, so you play more without any reward.
Exactly, and just the amount slower I'm going through this battle pass compared to like your typical game with like seasonal is ridiculous. It just screams like money hungry.
Yeah,
fair. I can imagine getting those IPs is not cheap, even though it's the company that owns them all. There's still got to be some money going around for that.
I guess so, but yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to that side of it. It's weird. Another weird thing, and this one just kind of sits odd with me, is I'm used to like when you reach a new battle pass level and you get the unlocks, they go right into your like collection. Mm-hmm. That's how this one works as well for the character levels up. But for the battle pass unlocks, like the skins and stuff, you have to go into that menu and hit claim. So they're making good stuff one level of obfuscation further, just a little bit. So stuff. So as a result, I actually missed out on some stuff from the last battle pass because I didn't hit claim on the final level, so I didn't get the cool final skins.
And they didn't just give it to you. It's like, hey, you forgot these or something.
Nope.
Yeah, that is
dumb.
That's pathetic. Dumb. That's absolutely pathetic. Yeah.
And like if they did everything like that, I could be like, okay, that's the decision they made. But it's just the stuff that costs money is one level removed of more annoying to get to, and it's like this is just a bad taste in my mouth over and over again.
This is scummy in the way that like a lot of Diablo Immortal stuff was, but yet this won't get the traction because. I mean, Blizzard's done a lot of other fucked up things, which is why people have jumped on that, but that's scummy. Holy shit.
Yeah, so, anyways.
Maybe play it, and then, like, if you get far in, maybe then buy it, is, like, the suggestion.
So I don't know if this has the feature where...
Oh my god, don't...
I don't know that.
Come on!
So most battle passes, if you're playing through it, and then you purchase them... You get all the unlocks that you would have done if you did it.
Yeah.
That's how they usually work.
Of course.
I can't say whether or not this one has that because I haven't like tested that. I don't know actually. So it could not. I don't know.
That would be insane if it didn't have that.
There's a lot of things that it should have that it does not have. Like it's weird. Okay. Last game I played this week, and it's a good one. Rollerdrome.
Okay.
This is from the Ollie developers.
Yeah.
And I get a real feeling of like when Risk of Rain was like, "Hey, we're gonna make a polygonal 3D game," and it's like, "All right, you guys are 2D. Like, you know, there's 3 Ollie games and they're all 2D."
Yeah.
Just like Risk of Rain knocks it out of the park.
Okay.
This game is very cool. For those who don't know what Rollerdrome is, it has Sable's art style, so a very like a cell shaded hard contour line characters. You are roller skating in the year 2030 in like a blood sport called Rollerdrome, where it's pretty much Tony Hawk mixed with like some Hotline Miami in there.
Okay.
So you're going into these arenas and you have like a straight up list of like objectives Tony Hawk style, like do a tail grab in this specific area, collect the 5 combo tokens, yada yada, while people are shooting at you and stuff. So you have like a dodge mechanic as well. So there'll be snipers and then you'll see like the different color on their like reticle change. So you can do like a perfect dodge. There's also a really generous slow down time mechanic. So you'll often be in like doing a trick, slowing down time, and then a really, really generous auto aim to like fight the people that are around you.
That was going to be my question because when you say like a Tony Hawk with like people shooting at you and you shooting at them, that sounds like it could be fucking terrible without that stuff.
There is a lot going on. There is
Yeah.
so much going on because the way you get your ammo back is doing tricks. So it's
Okay.
a scenario of like, I need to dodge these people who are shooting rockets at me. I need to shoot their rockets out of the air before they hit me. Some people will put mines in the ground. There's dudes just with baseball bats that if you get too close to them, they're going to hit you. But what the game does to kind of combat a lot of that is you pretty much cannot wipe out. Even if you're
Okay.
doing a trick and like land sideways, in Tony Hawk, you would just wipe out and your character would have to like get up and start moving again. There's like no penalty for like landing the trick wrong. You pretty much cannot land tricks wrong, despite maybe falling on your head.
Okay.
The momentum just keeps going. But it is a flow state game where you're doing these tricks, you're doing these grinds, you're shooting, you're dodging. It feels really good in the moment. But when you do kind of like, oh crap, I missed that combo token, I'm just gonna like try and do a 180 and keep jumping off this thing over and over, try and get it.
Right.
Much like most flow state games, if you're not in the flow state, it does feel pretty bad.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Similar to like almost like a management game, there's a lot of things you have to keep in mind. So it's almost like it's good that there's those challenges in there, because I think if it was just like a fighting simulator, it would feel a little barren. But kind of wrapping your head around, there is like so much to do here, and some of the challenges are like, do the whole thing in under the par time, get the score multiplier, do these specific jumps, kill this one specific person while you're above them. There's a lot to do, but much like Tony Hawk, you can go back into these stages. The ones that you've cleared are already checked off, and you can try again on those specific ones. And you do unlock more weapons. I have a shotgun and I have a grenade launcher now, and you can bring those weapons back into the earlier ones to make things even easier.
Okay. Cool.
But the enemies will upgrade as well. There's ones that will like teleport around the map, and when they first get introduced, one of the challenges is like unload an entire clip of your dual pistols into them before they teleport. I haven't been able to do that.
Okay.
There's mechs that will show up. You have to fight while you're doing all this stuff. It's pretty crazy, and the whole time there's a bit of a narrative going along. You're a newcomer to the Rollerdrome sport. It's a blood sport that people watch. And it seems like you have like a buddy on the inside who might be trying to like take them down because they don't agree with stuff, but they're being silenced, and they're one of the like best Rollerdrome players. So it's cool. It's cool. I definitely kind of started out like I'm gonna get all the checklists done, but they get pretty hard. So now I'm kind of just like playing through them. And there's like 4 tiers you go through. Each one has 3 or 4 levels per tier. So I don't think it's a terribly long game. It is very much like you're gonna want to play these over and over again.
So the level structure is like a Tony Hawk, where you go into a level and then they give you the stuff or whatever. There's not like a through line story or any of that sort of thing connecting them, or
no, you're just going into a random level, much like Tony Hawk. And then after each cup, there is a kind of first person walk around like the locker room kind of thing, and you get a bit of the like narrative elements of what's kind of going around on in the year 2030 with this sport.
Okay.
But it's a very light narrative. It is so much Tony Hawk, like, oh, now I'm on like a snow level. Now I'm in the desert. Now I'm in a mall. Stuff like that. Okay. And the people you're fighting are the house players. That's what they call them. So they work for the International Rollerdrome Federation. They just go in and they fight you for this blood sport that everyone's watching and is super excited about.
Okay.
Real good music. They clearly know their like the vibes they're going for of like 70s action movie. I like it quite a bit. It's on PlayStation and PC. However, if you buy it on PC, it's $10 off. It is like a 33% discount right now. So it was almost like a no-brainer for me to do that over the PlayStation. Runs great on the Steam Deck. Got it. So that's where I've been playing it. It is the first game that I've noticed that, because I was wondering, is this on PlayStation Plus's collection?
Yeah.
And if you have the premium tier, the top tier one, you get a 1-hour trial of the game.
Man, like, there's nothing good comes out of just like dumb speculation like this, except fanboyism. I feel like if this was like an Xbox thing, it would have been on Game Pass, though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, like I said, there's no reason.
Buy it. I did see something about like, oh, PlayStation Plus feature, and I was like, oh, can I just like subscribe for $18 again, like I did for Stray, and just play through this? And it's like, no, you do get a discount. I think it's like 20% or something, like $5 off. Versus the Steam one is just $10 off, no questions asked.
Sure.
So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do that, and then I also have it on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Again, that's Rollerdrome. Definitely check it out if you're a Tony Hawk fan.
Cool.
That's all I've been playing. Let's do some news. Some pretty interesting stuff came out this week. More so on the small side, because of the Microsoft buying out Activision. There were some court documents that had to kind of come out, and one of the little tidbits we got was that it was revealed that Sony sold twice as many PlayStation 4s as Microsoft selling Xbox Ones in the last generation.
That's not that surprising, but yeah, that's really seeing the numbers out now. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the reason these numbers came out is Microsoft is trying to make the argument of how can this be a monopoly, us buying Activision? Sony outsold us 2-1 last time.
Yeah, if anything, Sony's the real bad guy here.
Like, we're just trying to catch up. What do you mean? So, I mean, these are lawyers saying whatever they have to.
Totally.
But the interesting part was just kind of seeing the numbers. 2-1, that's how much the PS4 outsold the Xbox One.
Well, considering how much they kind of blew their start, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is like, you see kind of where it landed, and this is all because of the launch. That's how much they botched that launch. Pretty crazy.
Crazy.
Here's another kind of interesting thing. The PC Game Pass Twitter account has been updating. Oh, this is a different story I have first, but I'll read the one that I've been about. I was saying, okay. PC Game Pass Twitter account has been updating its display picture over the last couple days with an image of a mountain, of a field, and then the field is now raining, and now there's black stuff coming up of it, and it really seems like Death Stranding is about to be announced for PC Game Pass.
Okay. Sure.
Which would be just pretty crazy on its own. But like, I'm hearing rumors maybe as early as tomorrow.
As early as right now. Go download it. Breaking news.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be pretty big. Obviously, like, it being on Game Pass at all, PC Game Pass, a Microsoft property, like, that would just be a pretty crazy thing, and they're definitely slowly drip feeding this, so.
That's hilarious. That would be cool. I've noticed them changing it, and I didn't even, like, think about it. So, wow. Yep. All right.
Yeah. In addition, the PC client for Xbox has been updated as of this morning, and you are now going to be able to start using mouse and keyboard on some xCloud games.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. Good.
Speaking of interesting kind of money fun facts, it came out that Cooking Simulator was recently added to PC Game Pass, just to Game Pass in general, and for whatever reason, we got a report of how much Microsoft paid for it, and we usually don't get to hear about this, but they paid $600,000 to get that game on Game Pass.
Wow.
Which apparently is going to make up almost a quarter of their net profit for that company. But yeah, just pretty interesting. We never hear any kind of the back end deals. Here's one of them. I guess we got a bunch of those back end deals for Epic last year.
Yeah.
Remember that when that whole chart came out? But yeah, we don't often get to hear it for Game Pass.
That's cool. Good for them. That's awesome.
On a bit of a bummer note, yet another, and probably one of the more in-depth ones that I have seen regarding Nintendo and harassment within the company has come out. Kotaku has a big, long article where they think they talked to 10 former employees. The kind of long and short of it is them working with a contracting agency and I can even say from like firsthand experience, being a contractor versus being a real-time employee is rough in comparison. But they work with, I guess, closely with this contracting agency called Aerotech, which doesn't seem to have the best HR management. It doesn't seem like Nintendo does either, especially when trying to, deal with full-time Nintendo employees harassing contractors that are under Aerotech. Kotaku reached out for multiple statements throughout that you'll see in this article throughout, and no one pretty much got back to them. This is just a bummer because it's happening more and more, specifically with Nintendo. I think this is at least the third time I've seen a report about this. Again, this is probably the biggest one that I've read. Definitely interesting. I feel like a lot of people, aren't giving this the light of day that we got with the Activision stuff, specifically because it's Nintendo and it's like really close to home with a lot of gamers, is what I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, I think Nintendo has gotten too much of a pass at my whole fucking lifetime of stuff.
On a lot of things, yeah.
So this isn't surprising to me, but I mean, try telling this to people are fucking stupid when it comes to Nintendo. Like, they just lose their mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, people definitely hold Nintendo on like a pedestal. Totally. Disney's kind of similar, and we're seeing a bit of a backlash to that now, especially in like the visual effects space in the last few weeks. But Disney and Nintendo definitely hold kind of similar places in a lot of fans' hearts. I mean, it can definitely be. It's a scenario of like, don't meet your heroes, kind of like
a little bit. Yeah,
this is going to be, people grew up loving Nintendo, and hearing that they might be a bit of a toxic workplace can be a bummer. I should say in this report specifically, they're talking about Nintendo of America. Nintendo of Japan is like not really mentioned at all. So it's hard to say how widespread it could be.
Well, Japan has a whole culture of different problems going on there, not just their industries. So, yeah. Right,
and I think that's also why you kind of hear about this a lot less, is I feel like Japanese companies are a lot more tight-lipped as opposed to being more open from an American company.
Yeah.
But yeah, sexual harassment apparently was throughout at least this article. So if you want to read more of the gritty details, Kotaku has that report. It's a pretty lengthy one. The Prince of Persia remake popped its head up again, and I'm going to keep bringing up this game because I'm fascinated with what's going on. The list of trophies have been found and are put up on psntrophies.com. That's pretty much it. So people are assuming that a re-reveal is imminent. And I'm just doing my part of reporting on this weird game.
Sure.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll hear more about it.
They have a thing, like a play thing coming up, don't they? Or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, their E3 equivalent is September.
It's September.
Ubisoft Forward, I think, is the name of them.
Yes, that's it.
It is also worth noting, and this is a new story I was going to bring up. The Gamescom Jeff Keighley's opening night live stream has been announced for next week.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll show up there as well. Who knows? But that's going to be on I believe it's August 23rd at 11 a.m. Pacific time is when you can watch that big live stream. Keighley listed some of the games that will be there, including Hogwarts Legacy, Sonic Frontiers, Gotham Knights, the Callisto Protocol, and High on Life.
Okay, cool.
Last night, the Embracer Group went on what I can only describe as a drunken midnight Amazon shopping spree.
This is what you were talking about. Okay, I didn't look.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is wild.
It's out of nowhere, like starting around like 9 o'clock. They just started announcing all these companies that they now own, including Limited Run Games, Singtrix, which I guess is a vocal processing tech, Tuxedo Labs that did Teardown, and Tripwire Interactive, which has done The Killing Floor.
Sure. Okay.
Also, Embracer Group has acquired the IP rights to The Lord of the Rings and Hobbit literary works.
Okay.
And then, so they just kind of, the report continues. I'm just going to read the series of tweets. They have 220 ongoing game development projects, including 25 AAA games to be released up until fiscal year of 2025-26. Highly anticipated AAA game to be announced soon and released in the fourth quarter, multiple announcements at Gamescom, and this is obviously under their umbrella, which again they own a ton of developers at this point.
Yeah.
Embracer has acquired another company with quote PC console gaming, which won't be disclosed today due to commercial reasons. So they've already purchased something else that we'll hear about sooner or later. The purchase price for this undisclosed acquisition is in the range of being among either third or fourth largest of the transactions. The Embracer Group continues to embrace.
Embracer Group
Okay.
sounds like a really bad cult or something. Like, it's
Kinda
such
does.
a weird name. It's such a weird name.
I haven't heard anything specifically about anything negative coming from this.
That's
Not
the
that I
thing.
don't-
Neither have I. Like, it's all
Yeah.
been like an equivalent of Tencent, but more so just focused on gaming centric stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know if we would hear about it. Maybe years removed, they'll be like, once we got bought, things went to shit. But I haven't heard anything specifically. So they just keep buying stuff.
I was under the impression they just basically put money into stuff and like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing until we need a favor.
I mean, hopefully, yeah. Who knows?
Supposedly
Like,
it, because that's how
Yeah.
the discussion I've seen around limited run being bought has been.
Yeah.
here's a weird one. No press about this, but Dead Island 2 popped up on Amazon once again with brand new box art dated for February 3rd.
What?
Yeah, this, for those who don't know, Dead Island 2 is kind of a like joke game that lives within the shadows exclusively. Where this was announced forever ago and then just like never saw the light of day, and then people would mention, oh yeah, we're still working on it, and then years would go by, and then all of a sudden an Amazon listing with brand new box art and some new screenshots popped up.
That's weird. Huh.
Yeah, like what's happening? But if you want, you can pre-order Dead Island 2 Day 1 edition. It's coming out February 3rd apparently.
That link
Until it
doesn't
gets
go to
delayed.
anything for me. That Amazon link.
Maybe they took it down as of
They
but you can
probably
see-
already
you can
took it down by now, especially if it was an accident.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the pictures on this tweet. They were there at one point.
Yep. Weird.
So maybe this is, gonna get announced at Gamescom next week or something. Who knows? But
Weird, yeah.
it's a weird game. And last one, a new Tales from the Borderlands game has been kind of announced with like not really much fanfare to it. It again just kind of popped up on Amazon. It is called New Tales from the Borderlands. That's the full title. It's coming October 21st. Tales of the Borderlands might be the best Borderlands related writing. Not that that's a high bar to pass.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm just putting that out there. I really enjoy Tales from the Borderlands. So it is one of the few Borderlands games that I won't put on mute.
Well, there you go.
I will happily play more of that. All right, that's going to do it for news. Let's do some questions. If you would like to send questions in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. And I'll read this first one from Matthew. I looked up a list of game genres and tried to make some wild combinations. I want you to try and come up with a game concept using the genres I've put together. All right, ready?
Yep.
Tactical, turn-based kart racing game.
Okay. It's just a NASCAR Talladega Nights style racing game where you have to tactically control Ricky Bobby and his teammates, and you have to make sure you're balancing your real life stuff along with your racing stuff, and then you have to like use your teammates to kind of draft behind them strategically to get boosts from movement.
Is there a grid?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like each turn you're like moving around, I'm assuming an oval grid.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then the other racers are like trying to get in front of you.
Yeah. They're blocking them. That's their attack moves are just like, cornering and like updraft and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. All right, next one here. Sci-fi horror cooking game. Any ideas, Paul?
I mean, it's essentially just, oh my god, what was that called? Battle Chef Brigade? It's essentially that, but like in Dead Space, in the Dead Space universe. where you're just like
Okay.
fighting monsters and making delicious meals with them to impress somebody.
Where my mind went was the DLC for Overcooked 2, where while you're doing Overcooked chef stuff,
Things are
the
attacking you.
unbred are like breaking in, and you have to like seal up the walls like COD Zombies style.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I was thinking an even different direction. I was thinking more like cook, serve, delicious, where you are trying to manage food, but you're also like you're using the Necronomicon as your cookbook, and all the ingredients you're making like food to feed to Cthulhu and all the other elder gods.
Sure.
In the Overcooked DLC, you were using the Necronomicon.
Oh shit!
For what it's worth.
Yeah, someone actually made a cookbook apparently called the Necronom Nom Nom. So, because someone showed it to me like a week or two ago.
Perfect. Metroidvania dating game.
I feel like the best dating
that already
games
exists.
Yeah, I feel like the best dating games kind of all have like Metroidvania type stuff in it, where you get different like presents and upgrades to like woo the different characters or whatever.
I was assuming it was you would have to like Metroidvania through a level to get to the person you're trying to woo. Like they're at the end.
I feel like boyfriend dungeon's like really close to this.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Sure, it's not Metroidvania, but yeah, it's you just swap out the roguelike for Metroidvania. Sure, yeah, that's a good one. Because in that one, maybe the people turn into your weapons, much like Boyfriend Dungeon. They turn into your
Yeah.
Battle Royale visual novel.
Ooh.
So my mind immediately went to like the VLR games where people are getting killed off, but the story is continuing in some way. So maybe it's kind of a like choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
You just have to have picked the right route through it. So is that just at the point? Is that just like a Telltale adventure game like The Walking Dead, where characters will die?
I'd say a little Battle Royale visual novel. Wouldn't that technically just be the Battle Royale movie? Because it was a manga and it was like a story and a novel.
So just the manga then, because you're reading.
Just the book Battle Royale.
Yeah, I guess. You're just reading. You're reading a battle royale happening. So it's the novel Hunger Games. Yeah. Okay. Open world rhythm game.
Cadence of Hyrule Breath of the Wild edition.
Yeah.
Okay. My mind went to Sunset Overdrive immediately, but you would need a bit more rhythm. But I feel like that would kind of fit. Like
Metal Hellsinger BPM, like sure, shooters do that shit now. So
yeah,
that would work.
Just open it up further.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think it's like I feel like you would explore the areas when you're not fighting, and it would just be like normal kind of like low key music is playing.
Yeah.
Then when like an encounter starts, maybe you like put your headphones on, and now it's time to like fight to the music or something.
Sure. Yep.
Last one, stealth factory builder game.
I kind of don't even understand what these words mean together.
You have to secretly build a factory.
Yeah.
So I envision this like an ant farm. So like you're doing underground building because there's like a group that's taken over like the surface. So you need to build a factory underneath so you can actually build troops to say get back and like try to win there. But you have to keep sneaking up to their base above ground to take stuff to bring back underground to build for more resources and stuff.
This sounds too like well thought out to not have been made, right? That sounds like a game probably.
That made me think of Grounded immediately, because that one you are building bases and stuff. There's not a ton of stealth, but you can be like trying to avoid the spiders and stuff like that and whatnot.
Right.
You also made me think of Deadly Creatures on the Wii, which is an insane game that I'm always happy to be reminded exists.
Sure. Suku writes, fishing minigames, gambling minigames, or racing minigames. For me, fishing. Always fishing minigames.
Racing.
I think racing is more fun, but I feel like it's harder to get like a good racing minigame in a non-racing game.
We all agree, like, fuck gambling minigames then.
Yeah, because it's random chance usually.
Yeah. And usually it's there because there's a mechanic where they want you to like farm a couple $1,000s for something, or
Or it's Dead Rising 2, and you're like, I'm trying to save your life, and they're like, well, I'm not going to let you save me unless you beat me like 8 times in a row at blackjack.
And then if you want to get all the King Arthur armor set, you have to win against them X amount of times.
Wow, that's terrible.
That is the thing that happens in that game and pisses me off. It's one of the more annoying sets to get.
That's pretty bad.
I'm definitely the kind of person that doesn't spend much time with these mini games when they're put in there, and I feel like fishing is usually the easiest one to like ignore. Like I can just like get it done real quick and then bounce.
Oh, doesn't Yakuza have slot car racing?
Yep.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not far enough.
It does.
But I assume it has everything mini games at this point. There's like
fair.
9 of those games.
That's fair. Yep.
Anime just writes in and says, "Ahoy TTP crew, what's a game you love that has an underwhelming soundtrack? You can hate it, be disappointed, whatever makes it subpar."
When they got rid of the Danny B music from Super Meat Boy, I think it's terrible, and I don't like the tracks from Super Meat Boy Forever, especially when you compare it to Super Meat Boy originally, which is just a banger. Yeah.
I don't think I have an answer for this because underwhelming soundtracks don't stick out to me that much.
Metroid Dread in the chat, that's a good answer.
Okay.
Because I don't remember. Usually there's 1 or 2 tracks from a Metroid game. I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. I don't think I ever had that in that game.
I did most of that like handheld, so I think I had the volume off.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything come to mind for you, John?
No, nothing's jumping to mind. Most of the stuff has like already been said either in chat or by you guys, so... Elden Ring was mentioned in chat. I was going to say Metroid Fusion because I can barely remember any songs from that.
Sure, yeah, Elden Ring, they had to sacrifice good music for the open world stuff, kind of.
What's that Castlevania game, the second one on? Harmony of Despair? Harmony of Dissonance? Whichever one is the second GBA one. That one was pretty meh all around, but the soundtrack was also very very forgettable.
Sure.
Hebrew Lantern writes, "Who is your favorite Koopaling?"
I've always liked Morton for some reason.
I don't think I know enough of how they're different.
Wendy and Roy and Ludwig.
Yeah, Ludwig is a good one for sure.
So I want, like, why? Like, what? Like, how do you know so much about them individually?
Because I play Nintendo games.
Yeah,
I also play Nintendo games, but I feel like they don't have much personality. Or which game am I missing?
Look, the new Super Mario Brothers game. Weirdly enough, they are featured pretty prominently in those.
I haven't played those in a long time, but okay, yeah.
They're also in Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. So,
right, but I think in Mario Kart, like none of the characters have much personality, right?
Yeah, just little bits and pieces. Ludwig, it's kind of got like this. Every time he shows, he goes like, eh, like he's like so pompous and stuff like that. But like his looks design, and he usually has the most powerful abilities. That's what makes him interesting. Roy, I just really like the glasses. The sunglasses are kind of cool, and Wendy's the only girl, so that also makes her interesting by default.
Sure, yeah.
See, when it comes to like Mario Kart characters, I like when Luigi had that like death stare. That was pretty funny.
We can all agree, fuck Larry, though, right?
I always get Larry
and Iggy
mixed up. Yeah.
Oh, and Lemmy. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Lemmy, I think, is the tall, lanky one now. I think, or is that Iggy? I don't know why those three are the ones I always get confused.
I want to say that's Iggy. The one I'm talking about is blue-haired. Just like if it was just white toast with nothing on it in a Koopaling, it's Larry. Just the most basic.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, Larry. I see what you're talking about. Iggy is the tall, lanky one with like the vegetable stalk on his head.
Yeah.
Is this a scenario kind of like Waluigi where people have created a persona for him because Nintendo's not really doing much?
No,
I don't think it's the strength of Waluigi.
There's also
they have personalities, but it's nowhere to the level of what fans have done with Waluigi.
Oh yeah, no, but like they were also in one of the animated. Was it 3 Super Mario Bros. 3? Yeah, like
3 and World. I think they might have also been in World.
They've been around for. I know them, so like they've been around for fucking ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question from Dead. For John specifically, did you end up getting that digital typewriter you mentioned a while back? I forget if it was FreeWrite or Traveler. If so, how has it been?
I did, but I got it during a pandemic, so I didn't use it.
Sure.
I actually took it for its first trip or back in June when I went to the States, and didn't end up using it because I fell asleep on the flight, and then I just fell asleep on both flights.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I had access to my laptop, so I just used my laptop.
Sure. Yep.
Hey,
it's a cool idea, but it's just it hasn't lined up.
You can fall asleep on a flight, like that's great. I wish I could do that more often.
Well, when I have to fix my sleep schedule to get on most flights, that's the thing. We're looking to do a trip to Newfoundland in like a month or so, and that's we're leaving here at like 9:30 in the morning, and then the flight to get back here is like at 5:30 in the morning. They're all terrible.
Yeah.
I never get good sleeps on flights. Like I can't get my head in a good position. It's always like falling forward.
It wasn't like now with having masks on, it like makes it worse in a way, but yeah.
Yeah,
because you get like your face feels gross from like breathing on it for like a couple hours, but
right.
Oh, right. That actually didn't read that question. Boko writes in and says, over the past few weeks, I've been unfortunately reminded of how toxic gaming communities can be towards marginalized groups. How do you deal with seeing unbridled bigotry in communities you enjoy? Fucking sucks. It just fucking sucks to see.
I stopped using socials and like most game chats for this reason, because I just don't want to deal with it. And I'm in the position where I kind of feel like I don't have to, because, yeah. But like, yes, it's, I don't know, man. The best you can do is, if it's somebody you know, like pull them aside and just be like, what are you doing? And if it's not somebody you know, you could just be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, just play the game. You can't really do much more than that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and with our community, I try my best to be like, hey, like, make sure, like, if I see it, I try to like nip it in the bud or just like get it out of there. If someone in the community is about it, I'll try to confront them on it in a way I can, or like I'll tell the mods or something like, yo, can you deal with this? We gotta, that can't keep happening. So just depends on where you are in the community. If you're just like a dude playing a multiplayer game, like Paul said, like
you're fucked. Yeah, you can't do anything.
Pretty much.
Yep. I guess you report them. That's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I was gonna say, like, you know, remove yourself, find a better community.
Yeah, like if it's one that you choose, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're in a community where the community itself is not policing that, i.e. they're okay with that kind of behavior, then that kind of says something about the broader community or the other people in that space, right? And at that point, it's like, you don't have to, like, just find another community. The internet's huge. If it's, you know, I'm sure there's another group out there that has similar interests that you can come across, and whatnot. But yeah, no, like I definitely got to a point where it's like, I'm an adult. I don't need to talk to you ever.
Right.
There's no reason.
I was thinking like, I don't talk to people in multiplayer games unless I know them already.
Yep.
Yeah. So at this point, like, I never join a voice chat. I'm usually in a party chat with my team, who I've put together from my friends list. Like, I know I want to chat with them. There's no reason I'm ever going to want to chat with a stranger in a multiplayer game. Like, I'm not gonna get anything out of that. I'm never gonna play at a level competitive enough where I need that communication. So, nope, I don't care if we lose. I'm just here to have fun.
I think also unbridled bigotry. I think you're just in a community that is bigoted. Like, at that point, you shouldn't be there, because if it's just like out in the open, people doing that shit, then I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think you got to remove yourself, find a new one, like which may suck because maybe it's going to take you time to find that new one, especially if it's like a real niche interest. But like,
it could just be talking about the gaming community at large.
In general, yeah.
Like in general, yeah, there's some shitty people in gaming.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. But like, so gaming, there's definitely going to be at least a second gaming community you can join.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking like, it might be harder to find a second one if the group you're talking about is like a real niche interest or something like that. But again, the internet's huge. There's not one community for anything. There's got to be more than one. You can find them or start your own, and I'm sure there will be other people like you that might join.
Yeah, for sure.
Linebeck writes, "What's a game that people say that they're surprised that you like?"
Oh, I think I have a lot of these. I'm just trying to think of them.
Okay. I can't think of one specifically. I'll say people were pretty surprised when I picked Outriders as my game of the year.
Yeah, none of us called that one.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that you liked it. I was surprised that you liked it that much, I think.
Yeah. I think... I can't think of like just an out there kind of game that I play on like a regular basis.
Yeah.
Same.
I think we all three just play a variety of shit, so it shouldn't be that surprising that there's some we like. Because there's things I hate in the genres I love as well. So
yeah, I'm just trying to think from time to time that are like, hey, I know you don't like mechanics from like Souls games, so I'm surprised you like Metroidvania that has Souls mechanics, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good one. And then I could maybe say like Elden Ring in that case, because it's like I'm not into games that are like quite difficult, or that I'm going to have to like spend a lot of time on or bang my head against it. But Elden Ring kind of transcended a lot of that and allowed for more options. So that answer doesn't even really work. And I'm just trying to think of like genres that I'm not into, and there isn't really like an outstanding game from there that I go to play for that reason.
Actually, for Sean, anytime you say that you liked a horror thing, I'm a little bit surprised because you just don't like horror stuff. And then it's weird. Fair. It's weird because you're like, I don't like horror stuff, it's too scary. And then you'll say something that actually has like some scary shit in it. You're like, yeah, that game's great. Like, okay, what? Why don't you like this other one then? Oh no, it's too... Not off the top of my head. What I was thinking of was...
BioShock came to mind. Didn't you like really like BioShock? Or was that one where we started the discussion of you being like, it was too scary for you?
BioShock is scary.
It is.
I do like BioShock. BioShock's story is like super cool. Like I definitely respect BioShock, and I would say I like it. I've never played through it myself. I have sat next to someone and watched them play through the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, I did play through all of 2 myself though.
Okay.
And Infinite's not scary. That's a whole different thing.
Sure. Yeah. Both of those games are a lot less than 1 for sure. Yeah.
I was trying to think of like I did play through the Medium. I would not say I like that game.
Yeah, that's fair.
I played through it.
I would say the Medium has like the same amount of scares and stuff as any Silent Hill game, for what it's worth. No, what brought this up was Nope, our TVP thing, where it's just like, yeah, I saw Nope, and that's why I was like, oh, we should do a TVP on this then.
But like I said, I would not even call that movie scary.
Right, but it's scarier than some of the stuff I think you've said looks scary.
Well, I guess it's just my interpretation of it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How scary is that trailer? How scary is the like?
Oh yeah.
Personification around it going for.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Final question from TC Golden. I saw an article that called 90s retro style shooters boomer shooters. Do you agree with this, or would you call them something different? I mean,
I like it.
Yeah,
it gets the point across. It's old style shooter, so I think it's funny.
It is,
yeah, but like
it's not right though. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not. But it's funny.
It's funny. It's like a half rhyme, so they got that going for them.
Yep. Like it uses boomer. It uses slang from this generation. So
yeah, I mean, you got a better name for it? What are you gonna like? I don't know. It's a Duke Nukem like.
You can even just say it's a boomer shooter because there's a shit ton of rockets flying everywhere. You make everything explode.
Yep.
So like. It has double meaning. It's actually a really good genre name.
I think it's pretty good.
It's not bad. A real boomer shooter is like funny. World War I games, though, because that's the one the boomers actually.
The original Wolfenstein.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you'd like to send in questions for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Do you have a game of the week?
Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb.
Mine's also Cult of the Lamb. Wow. You know what that means.
Oh, I wish I had an air horn like set up.
Give me like 10 seconds. I got it on here.
On your phone or your Stream Deck?
Oh, on my phone. Of course.
Okay.
So you're gonna be able to hear it.
My phone's not even here.
I'm gonna make sure I'm talking, and then as soon as it loads, that's probably not even coming through Discord, but I'm gonna try anyways.
Hell yeah!
No, I didn't hear anything. And then when you talked, you sounded like you were underwater.
It definitely came through in the audio version. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so excellent. Cool. As long as someone's gonna get to hear it. Stuff to look forward to.
There it is.
That one worked.
Yep, there it is.
What did you do to make us hear it?
Nothing. I did literally nothing.
Now I can't hear it.
Weird.
Thanks, Discord.
Yeah, who knows, man. If you're a Patreon subscriber, the new poll is live for what we are going to play through next month. This is the closest poll we have ever had.
They're all within one of each other.
Yeah. So go
Seriously,
vote.
That's crazy. What are all the options?
The options are Dragon Quest Builders 2, Ender Lilies, Rollerdrome, and Tinykin. Yeah, they're all 1 or 2 points away from each other. So go check that out. Otherwise, next week we'll be doing our Klonoa episode. So stay tuned for that, or get excited for that. But until then, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Everybody.